Hi everyone, this is Sinan from Car Inspected, and today one of the many projects that are ongoing. I just finished refinishing this trim piece, and not too long ago I installed the rear sunblind and the side sunblinds as well. Now today, what I'd like to do is change the color of the roof liner from the gray. As you can see here, this is brown, black, and then you have gray, which is a little it doesn't fit. So we want to change it into the black headliner. I acquired a car, or I was able to find a car with a black headliner. So what do you need to install the complete headliner? I think it's called the anthracite, as in the options. You need the visors, you need that trim piece, you need this, you need this, and there is a disassembly process for it. You need all of the handles, all four of them, because they're gray. You need that pillar here, and you need that pillar here on both sides, obviously. Surprisingly, you don't need this. This is already black, at least in my car it is. And then let's go to the back, and you'd need the pillars here, the C pillar on both sides, and then you need the brake, the center brake light, and you need the light and the alarm sensor cover. The light is, I don't think it's necessary, because I think the light is just the standard color. Let me just see. Give me a minute. So yeah, the light is all the same, but as you can see, this is different than this, and this trim piece is a different color. It's black in the black trim, or the anthracite option. I got the whole thing. I found it in a junked vehicle, so I don't like the pillars, especially the front ones. It seems like there was a little bit of a distortion. See here? I'm not sure if that can be fixed or not. I think it can. I'll try to see what I can do for it before installation, because that's going to be something that I'll be staring at almost all the time. As you can see here, it's open. I'll go to a fabric store or a specialist and try to find out. These are all original BMW parts. You can see the cover, or the slide for the roof. It is black versus the gray here. And again, I'm gonna try to see if I can fix anything before it goes in. Yeah, so that's another project. You can see the handles are all here, they're black, and if we pause a little bit, I'll be able to show you the headliner itself. Hopefully I'll get a video of how to replace it as well. This came from the same car. This is the high gloss finish. I actually initially only got the trim that surrounds the window here, and then I went back and I got the complete trim, basically. But in here I don't have the high gloss, unfortunately, and here as well. And I think here too. It needs to be high gloss, if you have the high gloss option. Alright, here we are in another car, but I'm showing you the headliner itself. This is what's going to be going into the car. Again, all original parts. Let's see if I can show you. There, that's a better image. So even these go from gray to black. These are what is right. Well, this is the light for the sun visors. Yeah, the removal wasn't, well, it was challenging. You have to remove it from the rear driver side. I tried from the rear passenger side as well. It seems like it would work both ways, but you have to articulate the seats. You have to have full control over the seats before you're able to move or remove the headliner. And unfortunately, in the junkyard, I wasn't able to move the seats, which was even more challenging. So I had to remove bolts of the front seats, but I didn't have access to the back bolts. It was a lot of work, and I had to bend the liner in such a manner, and even in such a manner, but not enough to cause it to break or kink or anything. So I'm happy with the result so far, but we'll see once it's done, which should be tomorrow. That's when I'm planning to install it, like that. Anyway, there's a lot of details that I have to pay attention to make sure this thing does not deform. Does not have any plastic deformation. Plastic deformation is basically it deforms and it cannot go back to its initial shape. All right. Well, let's see how it goes tomorrow. Also prepping the install of the front bumper. If you notice, the side skirts and the rear bumper are all the M package. But I was waiting for some trim pieces because I have the night vision and the active cruise control, which I also retrofitted, as well as the head-up display and the lane assist, or the lane departure warning, and the high-beam assistant, which is right there. So we'll see how it goes. Take it one step at a time. Thank you for watching. We'll keep you posted. Okay, it's the next day and we're starting the process of replacing the headliner. So what you want to do is use a pick tool just like this, and comes in real handy. There you go. You do the same for both sides, and then I'll just show you the important stuff. Use the pick, and you can push it against, and it'll hold the handle in place so that you can open the bolts. You do that for all sides, and obviously use, I think it's a T20, it's either a T25 or a T27. I think it's a T25, but you want to remove all the bolts, and I'll check back in a bit. Okay, so we prepped it. All are open. I simply use the same tool to go in there and pull down, and it just pulled down no problem. Here, simply pull this. It's not in tight or anything, it's just a clip. And you'll see 3 screws there, 1, 2, and 3. You want to remove these, and that will get the roof out. So this one hasn't been removed, so I'm gonna be removing it on video. There you go, and it's off. And these are the screws. So I'm gonna be taking off all the screws, and then I'll check back in a bit. All right, here we are. All of these are removed. The bolts for the roof, for the sunroof, are all removed, and you simply push up once all 6 bolts are removed, and the sunroof is just gonna slide out. Then I forgot the last one here. So they're all T25s, except for these. These are T20s. I'm collecting all of the bolts in a collector. So these are all old. These are not for this project, but these are all for this project. So this is off, and now we go on the outside. You'll be able to see. You'll be able to see the screws. 1, 2. Go to the other side. We do a 3 and a 4. Everything in a new box here, so I won't lose track. And then you simply push this and this, and now it's gonna come out like so. Simple, straightforward. Exactly the same part as the black one, just a different color. And now you're gonna have a bunch of bolts here. These are smaller than T20s. I'll get a number for you, but take the opportunity to clean the area. So these bolts need to come off, and there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 bolts, if I counted correctly. They're all the same size. They're basically surrounding the sunroof frame. Okay, I'll remove them. I'll get back. Alright, all 15 bolts are removed, and you can see now it's starting to budge a little bit. Next would be this, which I simply just pulled down, so it's held in place by 1, 2. So initially, this is how it's installed. I initially grabbed from here and pulled, and then I carefully tugged on these, and I pulled them out, and it's off. Now Gonna be focusing on this area. I've removed it before when I installed the rear curtain, so it's a little bit annoying. I'll show you how it's done. Okay, so there's one here and one here. These are exactly the same. So what you want to do is get a tool like something similar to this. You want to reach in from behind. I don't know if you're able to see. You want to reach in from behind. Be careful not to pinch the airbag. And pull the center. And once the center comes off, you can pry on the try not to lose the parts. So let me finish this one first. Let's go here. One here and one here. These are exactly the same. Again, what you want to do is just get behind it and pull it out. It's just a push type clip, and that flew off. You see, as with the center gone, it's very easy to remove. Now I have to look for it. Not sure where it flew, but I'll have to look for it. And then once that is off, it's pretty straightforward. It just comes off altogether. Now I gotta look for the part and find the next thing that I need to remove, which are these and these. Sorry, the camera cut off for some reason, but I removed this. Otherwise I won't be able to remove the trim piece that was here because it's held in place. And you can see even the roof is kind of held in place by that. So you need to remove them from all around and all around the doors. You might want to remove this as well. Sorry, this plastic, because this is held under this plastic trim, and you need to remove this. And to remove this, you have to remove this. So, yeah, a lot of removal and then a lot of reinstallation. Just be careful not to tear any rubber, but it should be straightforward. Here, as you can see, this is held. There is no quick release for the belt away from the from that trim piece here. The only way to do it is you have to open, I think it's a T55 or a T60 bolt that holds the belt in place. I'll show you when we get there. All right, we'll keep going. All right, to remove the seat, it's held on by two clips, one here and one right there. You simply grab and tug up and it's going to disconnect. Very easy. Just be careful when you put it back. You need to line this with this, and you simply just push it back and sit on it, and that's it. It's going to clip back. The reason why I had to remove it is I needed to remove this bolt here that holds this in place. All right, now I'm gonna put the seat back because I need to get in and out, and I'd like to be comfortable, relatively speaking, to continue the work, especially here. All right, the bolt that's holding this in place, or the seat belt, is a T50. Relatively easy to open. Thread out the belt from this assembly and then enter or just thread it into the new one, but I recommend just to remove it, just thread it back in so that nothing weird happens to the belt, and then when you're ready, just remove it, tighten it by hand, nothing too tight. And then when you're ready, just in case the new panel breaks. So thread this out, get it out of the way so that you have space. You see it's interfering here. And then thread the belt by hand. Just, I don't know if that's gonna do anything weird to the length of the belt or anything, but I like to keep it back where it is. And then when I'm ready to thread in the new assembly, I just loosen, get it out, put the new one in, and thread, and then tighten. Okay, so remove this. You can see it's already starting to drop, and it's kind of only held in place by this. You see, it's already come down. I want to check, make sure that nothing is attached, or I know for a fact that there are still some wires attached, which are for the lights. This one there. I simply pull. It's supposed to be easy, but when I'm filming, obviously it's not. So I'll get them. I'll get them before I drop the whole thing out. And then I'll probably get them side by side, the gray and the black, just to show you similarities, differences. So the bolts that we needed to remove here hold a frame, this piece, to the roof. So you can't remove the roof without removing these bolts, otherwise you're going to destroy it. Okay, we'll keep going. Alright, and here they are side by side. Look identical. Basically the reason for the side by side is I want to compare the two, make sure that everything is the same, clips are the same, the holes are the same here, the center here too. I mean, just doing a match. That's the bolt, the only Phillips bolt. Manufacturer is the same. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. So yeah, it should be the same. There's two side by side, then one far, then two side by side. This is it. So we're going to be bringing in the black one. We'll try to fit it in properly as much as we can. All right, we'll keep going. Okay, and here is the finished work. Now you can see the pillars, and you can see the roof and the back C-pillars. It blends in much better. It looks much more modern. It's just overall nicer than the gray. Let's go to the back. There you go. I don't like that, so I'm gonna have to find a way to glue back that cloth. But the rest of the headliner is nice. The A-pillars as well. And you can see, well, actually this one isn't that bad, but if you really focus there, you'll be able to see right there a little bit of a wrinkle. And you have it here as well. Anyway, things that I have to fix. This thing I left, well, I've been looking for it everywhere. I couldn't find it. So I just used some of the old ones that I had already removed. It's gray versus black. I'm gonna have to look for it. I'm pretty sure I took it out of the donor vehicle, but for some reason I just couldn't find it. Anyway, well, it's nice and complete. I don't like that this is loose, and I don't like that they removed the stickers from here. There's some cleaning that needs to be done, obviously. It's not absolutely complete, but it's almost. I tested the sunroof, adjusted it as well, but then we're gonna have to take it in the rain and test to see if it will leak. All right.